from Turkey. So I'm on holiday, and as you guys know, I love to do these videos in order to help me and help you become your greatest version. So before I go to the gym today, I've got a nice session planned, very simple. It's going to be very much of circuit training, including some animal movements, as well as some weight training to finish with, and then I'll finish with some more. But just to touch base with you guys, stuff that basically I get a message every day and say, callers, talk about this, talk about that. Now, one of the messages I got today was about perfection, how people strive for perfection now, because we've got Instagram now, YouTubes, and loads of different media out there, and social media really puts a lot of pressure on people nowadays. Like you look at you know, muscle models, fitness models, people that basically strive for perfection. And now, how good is that perfection? Now, let me just comment what I think and how I basically deal with this, because this is a subject that basically comes up a lot of the times on Instagram about perfection, and this is why sometimes people begin to train and sometimes people fail to train and stop training. Now, number one is perfection, how bad it can be. Now, put it this way, if you strive for perfection, like those, if you like, supermodels, muscle models, like guys that pretty look damn good, remember, it can be a massive mistake, because a lot of these times, a lot of these guys, like I have done myself, they look like that once a year, and for 3, 4, 5 days, maximum 7 days, because not many muscle models that you know will look absolutely phenomenal all year round, because obviously they don't diet rigorously, and it wouldn't be healthy to do that. So thinking that a model looks like that all year round is a massive mistake. So I would advise you guys to make sure you reset your goal and make sure that what you're striving to do, is it realistic? 1, 2, is it healthy? And 3, what are you doing it for? Because if you're just doing it for attention, I think it's a massive mistake, because 1 is not healthy, 2 is unrealistic, and 3 potentially might not be your goal. So I'll definitely re-evaluate the goals. Now, then this leads to number 2 is, why are you looking for perfection? Now, a lot of the times, obviously, this then taps obviously into a psychology side of things. I know a lot of people go to the gym a lot of the times for the wrong reasons, or they go to the gym for the right reasons, but a lot of the times for the wrong reasons, being all they're looking for is to basically look amazing, so they basically get a lot of attention. And those people, if they don't get attention, then they kind of like rebel against the people that are so-called fans that are not going to be fans at that time, because people rebel. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of the times you see, like, the common mistake is like guys that got muscles are idiots, for instance, as an example, and that's completely a lot of bollocks, really, because not everyone that's got muscles are idiots. Obviously there's good, there's bad, and there's neutral, obviously, but obviously there's a lot of idiots as well that obviously put a bit of muscle and maybe don't get the right sort of, if you like, attention, and they begin to start behaving like idiots. And those are the kind of guys that a lot of the times give the sport and the sort of look, if you like, a bad name. So I really advise you guys to sometimes just start understanding why you're getting the right sort of like physique for. Is it because you want attention? Now, there's many ways of getting attention. Obviously there's many ways of getting love, but there's many ways of getting the right sort of caring people around you. So there's many ways to do it. Sometimes it's not just about going out there, getting a muscular physique and looking at people and say, listen, please look at me, I'm the best. Then this leads into number 3, is having the best physique better than feeling amazing? Now, a lot of the times people go to the gyms, and we're surrounded by gyms all over the world now. The fitness industry is exploding. There's absolutely gyms popping from every single angle in the cities. And now, one of the most important things is, think about why you started training. Now, one of the most things, obviously, you've got the body, the mind, and the soul. Now, you don't need to look like an amazing anatomy chart. I think the biggest thing about training is about feeling better, Okay, if looking better is a massive plus point, but ultimately it's feeling better in getting healthier and becoming more mobile. Now think to yourself, I mean, I'll give you an example, and this is obviously going on holiday, it's time to reflect, and obviously I'm sitting on my chair and then I'm looking around, and most people, believe it or not, and I know this probably sounds a bit sort of like harsh to say, but most people are very much disconditioned, you know, they're very unfit, they're completely out of shape, and this is obviously, most people are. I mean, you might see another person that is in top shape. For instance, I'll give you an example, like I'm in this hotel, and there's probably, I don't know, I haven't counted, but there's probably about, I don't know, 800 people here, and I've only seen 2 guys that actually can tell the train. Now, amongst all these 800 people, more or less, or more, or less obviously, there's only 2 people that actually see the train. All of the other people, they don't look as if they train. However, the best thing is, I went to the gym yesterday, for instance, and I'm going to go in a bit, and there's a lot of people training. Obviously, when I say a lot of people, there is people training. However, there's a lot of people that are actually training that don't look good. So a lot of the times, we criticize people because, oh, they don't look good. A lot of the times, it must be for the mind. They're probably doing it because they want to feel better. So it's better for their mobilization, so they're mobile, so they are able to play with their kids, or to play with their grandsons or their granddaughters. You know, sometimes it's not just about having 21-inch arms and benching 4 or 5 plates. It's about becoming a greater version, and the greater version of you, it can be anything you want to become. It doesn't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger look or an amazing female fitness model. It doesn't have to be. It's what you give value to. Then this leads to another one, of which is something that is very, very, very important, and we've got to reflect is, how does your physique affect your mood? Now remember, a lot of the times if you don't train, you feel bad. Obviously the right endorphins, the right hormones are not flowing, okay? If you feel sort of down about yourself and you think you don't look good, you don't feel in the top mood. So that's going to affect the way you look, and the way you feel is going to massively affect your mood. So one of the biggest things I would say, get training, get doing something. I'll give you an example. I've got this amazing beach over here, okay? And people are walking, people are basically running the first thing in the morning. Now that in itself, that's not going to make you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but what it's going to make you do is make your heart pump some good blood around you, okay? It's going to make your vessels dilate, it's going to make your endorphins release, it's going to make your body like do what it's supposed to do. So that in itself is going to release a lot of good hormones, of which is going to make you feel amazing. And that could start with, say, 5 minutes running, or 5 minutes walking, 10 minutes running, and then tomorrow you do a little bit more, even if it's a minute more, okay? And just at the end of the 2 or 3 months, you'll see you made a massive progression. And this is the biggest thing. And it leads into number 5, which is the last one, is small things lead to big things. And this is one of the biggest things I say, do small incremental changes. I always say this to my clients when I coach them, is about a little bit every single day. And I touched on a little bit earlier on. It's like, imagine if you do a little bit on your diet every day. You don't have to become a vegetarian, or you don't have to become a vegan, or you don't have to go from, you know, like almost like what I'm trying to say is like going from a toxic eater, which is eating lots of processed food, into become the most cleanest person eating. So you've got to do little changes. For instance, say on your plate, make sure you put your alkaline food first, your vegetables first, and then maybe you have a little bit of chips there. For instance, you minimize your chips. You still have the chips there, but minimize it. Okay, and then instead of doing pudding, just make sure you after your food, instead of having pudding, you just normally have a cake, or you normally have a massive dessert. Maybe you just have a piece of fruit. However, having fruit straight after food is not great, and that's for another video. However, you can have the fruit after 2 or 3 hours. So maybe cut down on them sugary foods and salt and condimented foods, of which is going to make you feel obviously drowsy. It's not going to make you feel great. It's going to make your body acidic. Okay, that's a massive thing. Those are just little changes on your diet. Then incorporate some supplements there that's going to help you become a better version of yourself, like some vitamin C, B vitamins, vitamin D, multivitamin, minerals. Those little changes doesn't have to be massive. Then into your training, as I was just saying earlier, in terms of like in the morning, maybe in the morning you come from for a walk, it doesn't have to be an hour again. It could be just 10 minutes if you're just starting. And then incorporate to be bigger, longer terms. It could be 15 minutes after and the next day, and maybe even if you don't want to do it straight the next day, and you want to incorporate a bigger level in the week after. So maybe do 10 minutes every single day. The week after, do maybe 50 minutes every single day. Like go to the gym, instead of you thinking, oh my god, I need to have an hour in the gym. If you don't have an hour, maybe do it for 10-15 minutes. And then once you do 10-15 minutes, maybe increase it to 20 minutes. And those are the things. But doing it regularly and consistently, those are the results that are coming in order for you to become your greatest version. And there you are, another video here straight from Turkey. As you guys know, I always come from a very humble place in terms of trying to help you guys and trying to help me become my greatest version. Although I've got nearly 20 years experience in the fitness industry, I love to help you guys, but believe it or not, I don't want to come across as if I know it all. I know a lot of things, I'm quite educated, and I love and I adore this industry, and I love to help people, but I always say, like a lot of people out there saying they're the best, and not ever say I'm the best, I'm just the best I can be, in order to help you guys become, as I always say, your greatest versions. Anyway, with all that said, guys, check out my Instagram, which is Carlos Trainer 10. Also my YouTube channel, and subscribe, share and like our videos, which is Carlos Trainer. And with all that said, guys, straight from Turkey, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit, and as my little son say, smile more. Take care.